Thursday. Thanks for spending it with us here on Breakfast Television. Welcome back, Karla.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we've heard here at BT that Wabi Sabi is a new trend when it 8:24. Happy Thursday. Thanks for spending it with us here on Breakfast Television. Welcome back, Karla.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we've heard here at BT that Wabi Sabi is a new trend when it comes to decor. So can you tell us what it is?
Yes. And sometimes I know we hear that word trend and we kind of
8:24. Happy Thursday. Thanks for spending it with us here on Breakfast Television. Welcome back, Karla.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we've heard here at BT that Wabi Sabi is a new trend when it comes to decor. So can you tell us what it is?
Yes. And sometimes I know we hear that word trend and we kind of cringe, but this is a trend that I want people to be inspired by and kind of lean into, because what it is finding beauty in things that are not perfect, in things that decay, in things that look a little rough around the edges, right? So I think it's that real and rawness that I was just saying we're craving in our lives, and I think that's translating into home now. So I want to show you some easy ways to bring it into home.
I know I'm in already because there's antlers in there.
Exactly. Well, the first one is just like homemade goods, and this is a local artist, Jonneke Larson. She makes this amazing pottery, but I was talking to her because she really lives on this principle, is like some of the ones that aren't perfect. You can see this one's got like what you would call, you know, it's broken, it's cracked, same with the plates as well. But in
Were they made like that on purpose for Wabi Sabi? Or?
No, they just some, you know, what you might call mistakes, but what she says too is she finds this is some of her favorite pieces because you find the beauty in the imperfection. So if you have something at home that someone gave to you that maybe it did fall and crack, doesn't mean you have to throw it away. Like, keep it, you know, treasure it, have those things that are meaningful, and they just add character, and there's a beauty in that. There's a beauty in that imperfection.
I know this here must have been in some sort of cabin or near a fire.
You were
because
smelling it,
smells,
right? You were smelling it.
Smells like wood fire, or is it just, it reminds me of a cabin space or an intimate sort of warm space?
Well, that's what it is, evoking that feeling. And I think we have a picture of like the next one of humble materials, and that's not usually something we say, you know, in design, like, well, go pick some humble materials. But in the Wabi Sabi way, it really is. It's thinking of, as you can see in the photo there, you know,
oh, that looks
wood.
so
Doesn't that look so beautiful? Like, it's just simple, but it's things that actually decay over time. So things like the wood, like this wood is really decayed over time. There's the wool, there's things like iron, there's things like linen, clays, things that actually will deteriorate. That's the point. Let them deteriorate, let them have that look and that soul to it, and that's Wabi Sabi.
Before we move on, I just thought, if Wabi Sabi is a trend and it is all about these deteriorating items, which you think you might just find anywhere, like in your grandpa's old, you know, carpentry woodshed or something like that, are they going to start selling this stuff for a lot of money?
See, and then that's not, you don't want it reproduced, you know, it's not that like made to look old look. You actually want something that is meaningful, that maybe you buy new, but you plan to keep it for a long time, that if it ages, if it gets some cracks, if it gets rusted, it's okay, right? You don't just toss it aside. It's like, you know, we're getting old. I feel like I'm getting older. Don't toss me aside. Right? It's the same principle.
Ouch. So from humble fabrics to clearing up the clutter?
Okay, clearing the clutter. So it really is kind of a minimalist look as well, which I know in the new year I think we're all kind of about. But then with the minimalist look, it's curating little vignettes. And I always say this to people, create moments in your house. So here's like a little vase. We just put some leaves in there, maybe display a book. Here's a little vignette as well that they've done. You know, create moments that feel good in your house. And that's just going to make you feel happier all the way around.
And this is just a nature walk with the kids and something they could get involved in.
This is nature. I mean, nature's proven to make you feel happy. What I love about the Wabi Sabi way, it's the nature you wouldn't think of. It's not the perfect flowers or the green leaves. It's kind of like the mangled branches, you know, those dark colors, kind of those dried up leaves. It's very moody, moody and mysterious.
How about this stuff? Is this a humble fabric?
It's humble linen. And I've actually started doing this in my own house, like with kids. I've got a linen duvet cover, and I think we have a picture of a room with linen on it. And it's like, it can look disheveled. It can look, you're not ironing things, you know, it can look like you've just kind of thrown your bedspread over, or you're not ironing your napkins, that type of thing.
Karla, thank you so much. And you know what, I bet there's BT viewers right now watching going, oh yeah, that's my house already. I don't even need to try.
You're already doing Wabi Sabi.
Wabi Sabi, and we're on trend. 8:21. Thank you, Karla. BT can